Emanating from www.michaelnimmons.com. It's the Thinking Out Loud radio show, giving voice to issues that matter to you.
This is Michael Eric Dyson.
This is Rochelle Riley, straight out of Detroit.
This is Dr. Victoria Dooley at Dr. Dooley MD.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, comedian Jay Stevens. This is Frederick D. Haynes III.
I am Justin Coates, an author and anti-bullying activist.
I am Pam Perry.
Hey, everybody. This is Rochelle V. Mann, CEO of Man Made Productions.
This is Bree Diane, international evangelist.
Hey, this is Candace Pretty String Smith.
And what's up? This is Ty Scott King.
Hey, what's cracking Planet Earth? It's your boy Griff, comedian, author, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, philanthropist, but a Jesus Christ lover. You understand me? And you're listening to Thinking Out Loud Radio with my homeboy Michael Nimmons. Check him out right here. Go ahead, Mike. Give him that good.
I want you to give a warm Thinking Out Loud radio show welcome to Emmy Award winning WXYZ Channel 7 anchor woman and new friend of the show, Miss Carolyn Clifford.
Well, thank you, Michael, and what a nice introduction. So happy to be here.
You know what I've got to do. I got to check out my man, Michael Nimmons, who is handling his business as he drops that knowledge. I like that because Frederick Douglass, for whom my name says that knowledge unfits us for slavery. Truth sets us free. If you want to be free, you want to be like Mike. Check out the best radio show online.
You're locked in right now to who are listening.
You're tuned into the...
And without thinking about it, guess what? I'm thinking out loud right here on the Thinking Out Loud radio show.
And if you want to stay in the know, you better be listening to Thinking Out Loud radio show.
You're listening to the Thinking Out Loud radio show.
Check out Thinking Out Loud.
Thinking Out Loud radio show.
Thinking Out Loud radio show. Don't you dare touch that dial.
The Thinking Out Loud radio show with Michael Nimmons.
Featuring author, motivational speaker, and minister, Michael Nimmons.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Thinking Out Loud radio show. And I'm your host, author, motivational speaker, and minister, Michael Nimmons. You're tuned in to the show that's giving voice to issues that matter to you. Happy Tuesday to everybody. We're so glad to be back on another brand new edition of the Thinking Out Loud radio show. I don't know about you guys, but it just seems a little bit better this week than last week or the week before or the week before that. You know what I'm saying? Something happened last week that just makes me feel a little bit better about this week. I don't know. What was that? Do you know? I think it might have been President Joe Biden's inauguration. I think it was. It seemed like the air is just a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Just seems a little bit better. Just the sun's just a little bit brighter. You know, I don't know about you. Maybe we're speaking metaphorically or symbolically, but nevertheless, it just seems a little bit better this week than in weeks past. We are into a new administration, and granted, we're still encountering some of the same residual effects of this bad administration that we've just left out of, but you know, I see optimism and we see better days on the horizon. I don't know about you, but I do, and I'm so very excited about that. And we watched the Biden inauguration last week. A lot of inspirational moments there during that inauguration, and just so very excited and happy for President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris and the job that we believe they're going to do. They've only been in office for just a couple of days, but already they've hit the ground running, and so very happy for them and what we believe they are going to do. I know you guys are excited excited as well. And I really am. I just wanted to say a few words about that. We watched it, and so it just seemed like it took forever for us to get to this point and this moment. But we're here, and now they have rolled up their sleeves, and they are getting ready to get to work. And things are being done. So our thoughts and prayers are with them. We're behind them 100%, and we believe that, again, the best is yet to come. We want to also make mention of the fact that our past two shows, the first two shows of 2021, our Obama's book, A Promised Land, the podcast series we did on this book is available on all podcasting networks. You can look at it. You can listen to it on all the podcasting networks, and also you can listen to it on YouTube. We know that YouTube is a visual medium, but it is now available on YouTube, on our Thinking Out Loud TV YouTube channel, which has recently hit over 500 subscribers. That's right, guys. So we are excited about our increasing in subscribers there. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, we're encouraging you to do so. There you'll be able to get exclusive content from our podcast. And don't want to get ahead of myself, but this year 2021 is going to be a great year for the Thinking Out Loud radio show. So guys, I suggest that you subscribe to our YouTube channel right now. Go there, and it's youtube.com/Thinking Out Loud TV. That is the link to subscribe, and hit that subscribe button and share it on your social media platform for us. Please hit the subscribe button and share for us, so that others can be a part of our growing social media family. But again, we're going to be posting more content exclusively there on YouTube from our podcasts, from guests that we've talked to, and events that we've been a part of or going to be a part of. So that's going to be the spot, guys. So I'm telling you, Thinking Out Loud TV is going to be big in 2021. We've got over 500 subscribers, and the numbers are continuing to climb. So help us out, guys. Share, and subscribe today. Oh, tonight, guys, we've got a great guest on our show. Former member A1 Swift. She is the original queen of gospel rap. Alisha Moore is with us, and she's got some brand new music, brand new heat. We're going to be sharing with you the singles entitled Reach, and I can't wait to share with you during tonight's show. She's also an entrepreneur. She's going to be sharing with us her newest business venture that is Unleashed Media Marketing, that will help individuals and businesses expand their reach on social media and other business platforms. That's why we're calling it Reach tonight. So we're reaching spiritually as well as we are reaching literally and even figuratively on tonight. So guys, I'm excited, and I know you are as well. In addition to her being on the podcast, she's also going to be joining us for the after show at 9:30 on Instagram. That's right, guys. I told you last week that we have added this after show live on Instagram. We were on there for a little bit last week, but we're going to be back again this week, and we got our guest with us, Alisha Moore, and she's going to be on sharing with us insights about the music industry, about her business, and much more. So you don't want to miss that. Follow us at TOL Radio Host MSN on IG so that you can be a part of all the fun. She's hilarious, guys, so you don't want to miss that. We got that coming up as soon as this show is over. And guys, talking about the Biden inauguration, there was a young lady that spoke there as the youngest youth poet laureate for an inauguration, and she did a phenomenal job. You know, when you talk poets, you talk talking people like Maya Angelou, and you're talking people like Langston Hughes and Gwendolyn Brooks and Nikki Giovanni and Phyllis Wheatley, and the list goes on, and Paul Lawrence Dunbar and James Weldon Johnson. There are just so many black poets that you can name off, and this young lady is a legend in the making. She's already hit iconic status just with the platform that she spoke on just last week, and her name is Amanda Gorman, and she gave a original piece. It was entitled "The Hills We Climb," and I'm going to be sharing that with you during tonight's Thought of the Week. It was a powerful poem, and I can't wait to share it with you during tonight's Thought of the Week. And look out for the month of February, guys. This month is huge. I know Black History Month is the shortest month of the year, but for the Thinking Out Loud radio show, this for us is going to be one of the biggest months of the year. It's just getting better and better. We've got already a great lineup of guests coming up for the month of February, but this guest we just got confirmation for coming up is huge. I'm telling you guys, I'm not giving away who it is just yet, but just know this guest is huge, and so you got to do us a favor and subscribe to the Thinking Out Loud radio show podcast. Again, it's available on all major podcasting networks. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the episodes. And not only that, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and on Instagram, and be sure when you see any of our posts, hit the like button and share on social media. Make sure you let your friends, family, and relatives know what we got going on the Thinking Out Loud radio show. We are over 25,000 streams and downloads, one of the fastest growing podcasts online right now, guys. So you don't want to miss the momentum that we've got going right here on the Thinking Out Loud radio show. So here, do us a favor, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and hit the subscribe button. Your support helps us to increase our exposure across the World Wide Web. Also, be sure to stop by our website, michaelnimmons.com. We've got a lot of great things to offer there. We've got a blog there. You can listen to our podcast right from our website. We've got swag on our website. So much great things. So stop by michaelnimmons.com, and I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Well, guys, we're getting ready to take our first break of the night. When we come back, we're getting right into our interview with former A1 Swift CHH artist and my good friend Alisha Moore. She's going to be on. We're going to be talking about music and much more on the Thinking Out Loud radio show. Don't you go anywhere. You tuned in to one of the hottest radio shows online. It's the Thinking Out Loud radio show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the Thinking Out Loud radio show, giving voice to issues that matter to you.
Hello, my name is Maya Nimmons, and I want you to listen to my dad, Michael Nimmons, on the Thinking Out Loud radio show. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m., available everywhere you listen to your podcast. And now available on the Detroit Praise Network website.
You better listen to that little girl, the Thinking Out Loud radio show, giving voice to issues that matter to you.
Stephanie D. Sanders, award-winning singer, songwriter, author, voiceover artist, and more. Heard on shows like the Tom Joyner Morning Show and the Thinking Out Loud radio show. Book Stephanie D. Sanders to voice over your podcast or radio intros or commercials. Do yourself a favor and visit StephanieDSanders.com and upgrade your podcast or radio show by booking Stephanie D. Sanders. You'll definitely be glad that you did. Good friend of ours, iconic, legendary radio host right here in Detroit, John Mason. Welcome to the Thinking Out Loud radio show.
Thank you, Pastor Michael, man. Head out of a cloud and always listen to Thinking It Out Loud. It'll change your life. It'll do it. And every time you watch and listen, it'll change your life every day.
Tune in
to the Thinking Out Loud radio show every Tuesday at 8 p.m. with radio host Michael Nimmons. Available everywhere you listen to your podcast. And now available for download on the Detroit Praise Network app.
Who told you that you were naked? Who told you that you were insufficient? Who told you that you were a loser? Who told you that you were a failure? Who told you that you were deficient? Who told you that you were nothing? Who told you that you were worthless? Who told you that you had no value? Who told you that you to believe?
Who Told You That You Were Naked? It's a dynamic, empowering, and inspiring book about identity that is a definite must-have. Pastor Nimmons talks about an identity crisis that dates as far back as the Garden of Eden. You don't want to miss these powerful insights into not just the problem of this identity crisis, but the discovery of the spiritual solution. Get your copy now, available on Amazon for just $14.95 or by visiting michaelnimmons.com.
Like a victim when you are already victorious.
If you believe in social justice, if you believe that Black Lives Matter, if you believe that voting will bring about a change in November, if you believe that Jesus Christ is King, then you need to be listening to the Thinking Out Loud radio show. I'm radio host Michael Nimmons, and if all of your answers are yes, then you need to join me Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on the Thinking Out Loud radio show. Available everywhere you listen to your podcast, including michaelnimmons.com.
The Thinking Out Loud radio show, giving voice to issues that matter to you.
You're tuned in to the Thinking Out Loud radio show. Keep it locked, keep it locked, keep it locked.
All right, guys, we are back on an amazing edition of the Thinking Out Loud radio show, and we have a very, very special guest. Very special guest with us on the line with us on tonight. And I'm just excited to have her on the show. I can't wait to jump into this interview with this iconic gospel CHH rapper. We're going to get ready to jump into the interview. But before we do that, I want to give her a proper introduction. She is a native of Northern Kentucky, always had a passion for arts, an interest in rap and breakdancing. It grew in the early 80s, where she also found a desire and love for emceeing. She's a member, or was a member, of the well-known group, gospel rap group, A1 Swift, who signed with the iconic Vicky Mac gospel-centric record label and released 2 albums, the 1992 debut, Turn Yourself Around, featuring the late gospel legend Daryl Coley, and the follow-up album, Tales from the Swift, with guest appearances from iconic preacher Bishop Noel Jones. Alisha is the owner and founder of Unleashed Media and marketing company that helps businesses increase their social media reach. And she's returning to her CHH roots with the release of her release of her newest single, Reach. And we're going to be debuting this song exclusively here on the Thinking Out Loud radio show. I want you to give a warm Thinking Out Loud radio show welcome to new friend of the show and good friend of ours, the original queen of gospel rap, our good friend, Alisha Moore. Welcome to the Thinking Out Loud radio show.
What's up, Michael? Thank you for having me. I appreciate being here.
What's up, Alisha? We are so happy to have you on the Thinking Out Loud radio show, man. I feel like, we've talked a couple times before, but this is really humbling because she is a rap icon, legend, and we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that during the interview on tonight. And But again, we're so very happy to have you on the Thinking Out Loud radio show, Alisha.
It's my pleasure. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for the invite. I'm excited to speak with your listeners as well as you, of course.
Right. We have a mutual friend.
Kim Pratt.
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh, Pratt.
Yes.
It's my little sis.
Kim was our last guest of 2020. She was on our Christmas show, and she actually mentioned you off air as a possible, not just a possible guest, but someone that we could partner with, doing some things with social media with the Thinking Out Loud radio show. And so we obviously reached out, and we've been talking. We had a couple conversations. So again, very, very happy to have A1 Swift, iconic CHH artist, Alisha Moore with us on the Thinking Out Loud radio show, guys. I can't stop smiling. So this is where I want to start first, guys. This is a surprise for Alisha, but I want to start here first. I'm going to share my screen because I want to share with you why she is such a iconic CHH artist, and I'm going to get ready to do that right now. So, guys,
what you saying now? What you saying now? All the young people driving down the street in their Jeeps, I want you to pump this up real loud so the neighborhood can hear you. So it can be one time for your holy mind. Here we go. If I can get all the young people everywhere, from the East Coast to the West Coast, I lift your hands in the air and praise them like you just don't care. Can I get you in LA and Miami too? New York City and Dallas, Texas too. Come on, lift those hands and praise him. I feel a Holy Ghost thing happening. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. Come on, up! Never gonna let you down, Jesus.
And yo, sounds like a party. Should've known it was Kirk and God's right. So wave your hands like you don't care. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Yeah, right. You know we keep it tight. You're the only one that makes me dance all night. That's right. And it's your joy that's got me lifted. Life is in your hands, and so I guess you got me twisted.
This is Alisha Moore from the iconic, legendary gospel rap group A1 Swift. So we got to start here talking about this song, You're the Only One, of course, featuring Kirk Franklin. How did all that happen? Tell us about that, and how did you end up, partnering with Kirk on this video and this song?
Well, Kirk and I, A1 Swift and Kirk Franklin and Family, we were on the same record label.
Gospel centric, right.
Yeah, gospel centric. So back in the day when Vicky McLeod started Gospel Centric, she started it out of her home. It used to be a small little record label in her garage in Inglewood, California.
Wow.
And she had maybe a handful of artists: A1 Swift, Kirk Franklin and Family, Donald Lawrence and Tri-City Singers. And I'm leaving somebody out. So it was just a few of us at that time. And again, this was the early 90s. And, we were kind of like a small little family. And so, of course, as the label started to grow and we started to incorporate more artists, God's Property came along. Well, I guess before God's Property, there was a subsidiary record label from Gospel Centric called Be Right. And God's Property was signed to Be Right. And they did this amazing, iconic record that just blew all kind of sales records at the time. And of course, Vicky asked me to be on that song because I was working on a solo project. So it was kind of like a whole marketing kind of piggyback kind of thing. So that's how I ended up on the God's Property joint, as well as the Trinity 5-7 joint and the Gospel Gangsters. project as well.
Oh, okay. Wow. I mean, that was something that looked like a really fun video you guys shot. You and were having a lot of fun.
It was fun. It was hot, and it was in the summertime in Los Angeles, California. It was hot, and you saw all those clothes we had on, right?
Right. Hot. That was back in the cross-color days.
Probably like a 15, 16-hour shoot day. So yeah, it was hot, but a lot of fun.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure it was. So you said it was that was back in
the 90s.
The 90s. Yeah, the 90s. You exactly know when that song was released? What year?
97 maybe. I'm guessing 96, 97.
Okay.
Somewhere around in there.
Wow. Okay. I know we're bringing up some memories, walking down memory lane, so to speak, with that. But I just wanted to share that with you guys because she was on the song with God's Property, Kirk Franklin. This is a song I'm sure everyone who's listening on tonight has heard a number of times. And definitely,
depending on how old you are.
I think we're talking to the right audience tonight.
Okay, good.
Right. And so it's so cool to be talking to the rapper on that song and the video shoot. I liked it. Almost kind of reminds me of the Bad Boy videos with Mace and Puffy. Right. Yep.
Mission accomplished.
Yep. So that was really cool. Have you, now you said you did that song with Kurt and you did another song with Trinity 5-7. What song was that?
Call His Name.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And you did a video with that too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right. I got to look that one up as well. Wow. Mm-hmm. Guys, I know you are enjoying our interview with iconic, legendary CHH artist, member of A1 Swift, also known as the queen of gospel rap, Alisha Moore. She's with us on the Thinking Out Loud radio show. I'm just so excited to have her on here. Now, we started there, but with each guest that we have on the show, we give them the ability to kind of tell us a little bit more about themselves. So we'll start there and kind of branch out. So Alisha, tell us a little bit about yourself.
There's so much to tell.
I bet. Yeah.
Where to start? So let me just try to give you a very quick, short version as to be conscious of your time. So about myself, I'm a native of Northern Kentucky. Mm-hmm. And have always had a passion for any and everything arts, acting, modeling, music, dancing, the whole gamut. Just have always been a huge fan of the arts. Right. Even to this day, I'm a super fan of so many people. But, in my teenage days, before that, when I was like in middle school, around preteen, I always wanted to be, if y'all remember Tootie from The Facts of Life, like I just knew I was her.
Right.
So that was, or Janet from, Good Times. Or different strokes. Yeah. So that was, those were my, idols at the time. And please don't get, super deep on me because I said the word idol. Please don't do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at the time, those were people that I looked up to and wanted to emulate as far as being an actress. I took drama classes. I used to dibble dabble and singing a little bit. I was in a band as a lead singer in my teenage days. I used to be a hip hop background dancer. You know how back in the day, every rapper had background dancers, right?
Dancers, yeah.
Well, little known history fact, and a lot of people probably don't know this, but me and a friend of mine, her name is Tara Patrick, but she's now known as Carmen Electra. Her and I were backup dancers for a local rapper called Bad Brother Todd. Okay.
What?
Yeah. So, I've always had a passion for the arts, music, acting, dancing, modeling. I did a little bit of modeling when I was younger. So, and then when I met my now ex-husband, but husband at the time. We were, fresh out of high school, very young. He was in a group called Cold Premier, which was a local, group here in Cincinnati, Kentucky, really close. So same thing. And, we started dating. And then when we got married, he left the Cold Premier group, which was a secular group. And we formed A1 Swift as husband and wife. And I never really saw myself as a rapper, but I always loved hip hop, from breakdancing, and always loved early hip hop, Run DMC, Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, all that. And Chris kind of took me under his wing because, hip hop was his thing. And, he kind of groomed me. He would have me practicing in the bathroom, and he would write lyrics for me, and I'd have to record myself. And back then we had a cassette player where you had to put the tape over the holes and press the record and the play button at the same time. And so I had to practice, the lyrics. And that's how I got introduced into being a rapper. And just as time passed and, it grew, I just kind of embraced it and start, practicing writing raps myself. And then we actually landed a record deal with Gospel Centric at, I think, Indiana Black Expo. They were having a gospel showcase, and we signed up to perform at that showcase. We had some background dancers, and we had a drummer, we had a whole band and everything. And so everybody from our church, Indianapolis is only like an hour and a half from us. So we all rode up together, and our church was very supportive. And, we did the Gospel Artist Showcase. And because we were a rap group, they made us go last behind all the choirs. They made us go last. And they even tried to say like, oh, well, you all can't go, we all can't go. But, we went anyway. And tore the stage up. I mean, the entire crowd was on their feet, jamming, dancing, having a ball. And that's where we met Vicky Mack. And she signed us right then.
Wow.
Yeah. And so that was the beginning of A1 Swift.
Wow. Okay. That was the trip down memory lane. That was back when in the 90s, right?
That was the early 90s. 1991 too.
Okay.
Somewhere in there, because our first record, Turn Yourself Around, came out in 94.
Okay. And the reason I mentioned that is because you were talking about how they had you as a rap group come on last in the lineup, and it was because of the perception in the church that gospel rap was not acceptable. Correct. And we've talked about this. Those that are listening, we've done some CHH. We've had CHH artists on the show before. We've even done a CHH Christian hip hop symposium kind of type thing where we had rappers on talking about the culture. And we talked about, 20, 30 years ago in the church that gospel rap was not acceptable. You couldn't rap on a Sunday morning in church, and, it was frowned upon and whatever. But the evolution of it, gospel rap, Christian hip hop, whatever you want to call it, has come a long way, particularly in the church, because it's now, more acceptable. You can do more with Christian hip hop in the church than you were able to 20 or 30 years ago. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It has come a long way, but it still has such a long way to go, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. I've been out of the game. I took some time off at the beginning of, the new century, early 2000s. I stepped away from music to focus on raising my kids. And, just recently have jumped back in, and it's just kind of sad that there are still some instances where Christian hip hop is frowned upon, and it just kind of it's baffling that man would stand in the way or prevent God from having his way. And, you know, to this day, I have so many people who, you know, send me messages on some social media site or something that says how, you know, Christian hip hop changed their life or, you know, took them out of a gang situation or, you know, some type of, or brought them to Christ, or they got saved based off of, you know, one of A1 Swift's songs, or they attended an A1 Swift concert because somebody invited them and they end up giving their life to Christ. So it's just sad that there are individuals who would stop a move of God based off of their own opinion. And it's just really sad. But, you know, I just say to all of the Christian hip hop artists and all of the fans and people who appreciate that particular genre that ministers to them, stay focused on it and remember your why. Remember why you started. Remember why it's important, and think about all of the lives and everybody who God is going to use your ministry as an instrument to bring into the kingdom. And as long as you focus on that, God is going to do the rest.
Wow, that's some great advice. And I'm so glad that you kind of touched on that, because we, you know, with each CHH artist that we have on the show, we always ask them the question, give us your thoughts on, the direction or the evolution of Christian hip hop, you know, what it was in the past and where it is right now. And you kind of touched on it a little bit, and we'll probably get more into that on the other side of this break. But I know you guys are enjoying our interview with the queen of gospel rap, Alisha Moore. She's with us on the Thinking Out Loud radio show, and we're going to get more into our interview with her. She's going to give us more of her thoughts about Christian hip hop and the direction of it, and we're going to hear some of her new music on the other side of the break. We'll be right back. It's the Thinking Out Loud radio show.
You're listening to the Thinking Out Loud radio show with Pastor Michael Nimmons. Don't you dare touch that dial.
Demyri Graphics.
In need of a logo design for your business? Then check out
Demyri Graphics.
Need flyers, business cards, t-shirts, or a website for your business? Then check out
Demyri Graphics.
The people at
Demyri Graphics
will get you right for your next business venture. They're professional, creative, courteous, and they get the job done right every time. Check out the team at
Demyri Graphics.
Give them a call today at 734-219-5266. Demyri Graphics, bringing your imagination to life.
Congratulations to Pastor Michael Nimmons for over 20,000 streams and downloads. Rate, review, and subscribe to the Thinking Out Loud radio show podcast. Available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, radio.com, and michaelnimmons.com. Tune in today.
The Thinking Out Loud radio show, giving voice to issues that matter to you. Thinking Out Loud swag is here. T-shirts, polos, hoodies, Letterman's jackets, and even face masks. All priced affordably and in a variety of colors and sizes. Just visit michaelnimmons.com to purchase your favorite Thinking Out Loud radio show swag. Get yours today and rep the show out loud. People have spoken. From Minneapolis, Minnesota to London, England. From New Zealand to New York City. Black Lives Matter and I Can't Breathe are the sentiment of people around the world. Dr. King was right. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We must do everything we can to continue to march, protest, and rally for justice. Let us march on until victory is won. An important message from the Thinking Out Loud radio show.
You're listening to the Thinking Out Loud radio show with Pastor Michael Nimmons. Don't you dare touch that dial.
You're tuned in to the Thinking Out Loud radio show. Keep it locked, keep it locked, keep it locked.
All right, guys, we are back, and we're here with our special guest on the Thinking Out Loud radio show, the queen of gospel rap, also member of the iconic legendary group A1 Swift. Alisha Moore is our special guest on the Thinking Out Loud radio show. So happy to have her on with us on tonight. And before the break, we were talking about Christian hip hop, and she was just giving us her thoughts on Christian hip hop, and I want to stay there for a little bit longer if we could. And I want you to share with us some of your, some of the artists that you, not only work with, but some of your favorite artists back in the day in the 90s, and some of your favorite artists even that are doing their thing now that you may like to work with in the future.
I'm such a huge. I am a Christian hip hop artist, but I'm such a huge fan of contemporary Christian music. Your commissions, your
Fred Hammond, why
Jones,
you say commission?
That whole sound. It just
went there.
It's so special to me. But I would love to work with any one of them. I've had the opportunity to, be on stage with Fred Hammond and the Radical for Christ, like back in those days. But I would just so much love to do a song with Mitchell Jones. I think his voice is so buttery.
Oh yeah.
Love. Such a huge fan. Montreal Darrett, who's also from, the Commission days.
Right.
But yeah, love Commission, love Fred Hammond, and love, of course, Kirk, and Trinity and Angel and Chanel, and their individual things, and I just love that whole contemporary Christian sound.
Hey, I can't argue with you. You said Commission, man. That just took me back to when I was a teenager, when I was when I was like teenager, getting ready to go to college, right around that time. In fact, I went to their first reunion concert. Well, not the first reunion, but the last one they recently did for the PAW convention in Cincinnati last year, I think it was.
Right.
Not last year, the year before last, 2019, because 2020 was a blur.
Yeah.
But
unfortunately.
Yeah. But I went to that one, and man, it was just great, reminiscing, listening to all the songs that I grew up on, and it's like they don't, those songs just don't seem to.
They're timeless.
They're timeless. You're right. That's the word I was trying to get to. They're timeless.
Yeah.
They are literally timeless. And so, that would be awesome. You able to do something with them now, man?
Yeah, I remember we did, A1 Swift and Commission did a few dates together in London. We did like maybe a 2 or 3 week spiel where we were in London, Germany, a few places or whatever. And I remember being on the bus with them, and I'm quite sure I was so annoying because I kept asking them to do certain parts of songs that I liked. I was like, sing this part right here, like how you did it. Such a groupie, but out of love, out of a good place.
Right.
I'm just like, ooh, Trail, can you do? And even to this day, I'm friends with Montreal on Facebook, and he's a dear brother, and I love him. I love him to pieces. But I'm quite sure I was so annoying because I was like, oh, you know that part on. But yeah, I'm an R&B. Like, I think maybe deep down inside there's a singer in there somewhere. Like if I really dig deep, I might be able to find her. I think she's in there. I mean, she might be Sasha Fierce or somebody. I don't know, but I really think that she's in there. She's down
in there
deep.
somewhere.
You deep, yeah, in there.
You got to dig deep.
Mm-hmm.
You got to dig deep.
Yeah. I'm such a fan of R&B music. I love R&B music. And, when it's just me and there's nobody around and nobody to listen to critique my vocal skills, I go in. I go in, like, both feet in.
Yeah, that's, I can kind of attest to that myself. I don't think I'm the greatest singer either, but when you by yourself, I mean, you don't have nobody to critique you. You don't have nobody tell you to stop singing.
You go hard.
And you go hard. And
runs and all.
Man, when I'm telling you, I put on those old commissions. I put on those
Alexa, stop. Sorry, Alexa's talking.
I put on those old commission songs, man. I get to go and like, man, oh my God. So yeah, that's definitely a great time for me. Are you still keep in touch with any like Kurt Franklin, 25/7? You still keep in touch with those guys?
I talked to Chanel, just on social, just occasional, in the comments or, just randomly on social, but we're not like talking every day or anything. But when I see something, Angel got married maybe a couple years ago, so it's like a congratulations, or Chanel is playing Tina Turner somewhere overseas, and so we kind of keep in touch that way. But yeah.
Okay, all right. Now you said that you took a break for a bit in the 2000s, and to raise your kids. We understand that's understandable, and kind of put music on the back burner. And now, what's your back? What inspired you to get back into music?
My kids are grown, so they're like living on their own, paying their own bills. So I have free time. I just kind of stepped back from the spotlight, but I never really took a break from music, because I think that when you're an artist, music is just who you are. Yeah, it's just a part of you. So I just took a break from people knowing about, anything musically. And so once the kids were grown, I went back to school and earned a few degrees, 2 bachelor's and a master's degree. And then once I was finished with that, I contemplated going back to get my doctorate, but then I decided, I don't want to write papers that much. So then I just decided to do music. So that's really what I wanted to do with my spare time at that particular time, and did a few guest spots on some music. And then on Facebook, this guy named Andre Ski Taylor sent me a DM, and he said, "Hey, this is Andre." I didn't know him from Adam, but he said, "Hey, this is Andre, and I'm working on this project called Heal the Land. It's a compilation project, and I would really love you to be a part of it." And I was like, "Okay, well, send me a track." And he did, and I loved it. And the name of the track was Reach. Wow. And so when I started playing the track, I was just looking down at my phone, and all I could see was Reach. And so as I was listening to the track, I just kept hearing Reach over and over and over, which is how Reach came about. And he didn't know at the time that, that was going to be the actual name of the song. Producers, when they create tracks, they always give them a name. So I started writing, and the lyrics just came to me. Actually, I sat right at this table that I'm talking to you at and just started writing the song, and made my son record me because he's into music, and he, went to the Art Institute and he studied audio engineering. So I always make him, record me. And we sent the lyrics over to Dre and he mixed them. And that was the first single from the Heal the Land project.
Wow. Okay, guys. Well, we want the queen of gospel rap to introduce her newest single right here on the Thinking Out Loud radio show. So I'm going to shoot it back to Alisha Moore, and she's going to introduce her newest single, Reach.
So,
Take
hey
it
guys,
away.
coming up right now for you, you are about to hear Reach. Is going to bless your eardrums and everything in between. It is the first single from the Heal the Land project from the super Atlanta producer Andre Ski Taylor. Check it out. Hope you enjoy it.
All right, guys, it's Thinking Out Loud radio show. We'll be right back.
Reach.
Let's go. Reach. This is it. Yeah. I'm not no rapper, and I don't write lyrics. I just write notes to your spirit. Pray you can hear it, so you be uplifted. Times get rough, times you don't feel it. Running on empty, like backside of souls be. I'm talking about me, turn my back on the promise. Walked away from his blessings, learned some hard lessons. Hell that I'm catching, said it's hell that I'm catching. Now it's hell that I'm catching. Prodigal daughter, a string from my father. Pimp life and club nights just making things harder, but this ain't the end for me. Still drifting this power and favor, and demons can't handle me. Remember that I'm royalty, and who I was born to be. Inspired and teach the game, you can win it. Just keep staying in it, keep praying. He listens to each one of us. Yeah, now I know like it's tough. Yeah, but it's children he loves. So just reach for his power. Reach for his blessings. Reach for his grace. Reach for his mercy and your rightful place. Reach for his power. Reach for his blessings. Reach for his grace, reach for his mercy and your rightful place. Reach for the stars, is what daddy said. To be proud of your scars, embrace your identity. Never be one of them, follow the leader types. Never me, she not caught up in no cliques. Yeah, cause their mouth be so slick. Keep them venom, she spits efficiently, versing these scriptures. Armored up, ready to battle, still cute, taking pictures. Swing buddy misses, I'm a queen, know your place. Know your place, ain't worry about nothing, I'm walking by faith. Take back what's mine. Over time, you can't stop me. Jesus, he got me. She know his voice. Now you leave me no choice. Yeah. Reach for his power. Reach for his blessings. Reach for his grace. Reach for his mercy and your rightful place. Reach for his power. Reach for his blessings. Reach for his grace. Reach for his mercy and your rightful place. Said the sheep know his voice. Now you leave me no choice. Reach. Yeah. Reach.
This is Michael Eric Dyson, and when I'm in Detroit, I listen to the Thinking Out Loud radio show, dropping that knowledge, giving that inspiration, giving us that enlightenment. Nobody does it like Brother Michael does it. Do your thing. Holla. Peace.
The Thinking Out Loud radio show, giving voice to issues that matter to you.
Don't touch that dial. It's the Thinking Out Loud radio show. We'll be right back.
Thinking Out Loud swag is here. T-shirts, polos, hoodies, Letterman's jackets, and even face masks. All priced affordably and in a variety of colors and sizes. Just visit michaelnimmons.com to purchase your favorite Thinking Out Loud radio show swag. Get yours today and rep the show out loud. All-pro football player Derek Mason on Jay-Z in the NFL.
Jay-Z said, we're past kneeling. Because Jay-Z, you may be past kneeling, but the guys that are still kneeling, the guys that are still fighting for injustice, they're not past kneeling. Everybody's screaming that, Jay-Z's at the table now. We should be happy that one of us is at the table. Just because you're at the table doesn't mean we all eating the same.
Poet and lyricist Ty Scott King on the culture of CHH.
My brain is overloaded. I think a lot of people are like, man, there's not really many people doing this. There are thousands of very amazing artists that are doing Christian hip hop. So I think about Aaron Cole. I think about Stephen Malcolm, who, if there's someone that could hear an interview and be like, I want to work with him, he would be a person that I would love to work with. He's just a phenomenal rapper, just really creative. Wande, she's another one another artist that I had on my radio show. Wande is maybe in her early 20s. She's doing a lot of stuff now with Reach Records and just really different, really going against the grain.
Griff from Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell on what he does besides comedy.
Yeah. Comedy is always my first job. Radio is my side job, but I just got a nonprofit. I've been working with other people's nonprofits for the last 30 years, and I just created my own nonprofit, 501c3, called the Process Success Foundation, to deal with leadership. And basically, I'm just going to take a bunch of young men on field trips all around the world. And I can show you how during the NHL season that all basketball stadiums have ice on them with the hardwood over the ice. Once I show you those processes, then I can teach you the process of forgiveness. I can teach you the process of love. I can teach you the process of being grateful.
We bring you the best minds who deliver their best thoughts only on the Thinking Out Loud radio show.
Vision should be the next book you purchase. Written by radio host and minister Michael Nimmons. Vision is an insightful, thought-provoking book that is also a helpful tool in getting you to see your life through God's eyes. Vision. Endorsed by best-selling authors Dr. Eddie Connor and Kim Brooks and mega pastor Bishop Charles H. Ellis III. Vision is a life-changing book that you need in your personal library. Get your copy today. Available everywhere books are sold online or at michaelnimmons.com. Get your copy today. Vision. Stay tuned for more motivation, more inspiration, and more empowerment on the Thinking Out Loud radio show. Keep it locked.
Hey guys, we are back from our break, and I'm enjoying. I don't know about you. I'm enjoying our interview with the queen of gospel rap, Alisha Moore. I know you enjoyed her song "Reach," powerful song, and she is just, her and I have been talking about, what she's doing, and of course, before the break, she talked about getting back into music, and so we wanted to talk about in this segment, Alisha had, she talked about taking a break from music for a while and then getting back into it, but there was some other things that she was doing some other pursuits that she was, doing as well. Wanted to kind of dive into that a little bit because our mutual friend, Kim Pratt, mentioned her. And I said that earlier in our interview that, she is doing some things with businesses and social media. So tell our listeners what that's all about, because I'm sure there are people that are listening that might need some assistance with, increasing their social media reach, whether it be individually or if they have a business that they're trying to increase their social media reach. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing and how other people can be a part of it.
Sure, I'd love to. First of all, I need to have a conversation with Kim Pratt because it seemed like she just done told you all my business. She's out here just yapping. No, I'm just joking. I appreciate her. So I told you guys that I took a break, raised my children, and then once my children were, grown and on their own off to college or whatever, I went back to school and earned a few degrees. And once I graduated from my master's program, I thought, well, I should probably, get a job in my field. So I started applying for marketing jobs and landed one. And I had very little social media marketing experience. I did it part-time for a smaller company, but it was quite successful with them. And so I thought, well, you know what, I'm just going to go for it and start applying for these, major corporations to be somebody's marketing person. So I did and landed a really great job with an employer, a nonprofit, which is a really great opportunity, and was put in charge of their social media. And it was just dry and flat and didn't really have a lot of engagement. And I came in and took it over, and over a 2-year time frame grew their Facebook page from 3,000 to 35,000. Wow. And their sales numbers, or the conversions from social into actual people that walked into the store and purchased, they were breaking sales records left and right through every business line, retail stores, auto auction, as is auction, all of their business lines were booming. And so I was given a $5,000 budget and blew that up even more. And then COVID hit, and they had no other resource other than social media to rely on to continue to, advertise their brand and try to, convert people to, customers. And social media just proved how valuable it is to communicate their message to their audience, and even to find new audiences and convert them all into loyal return shoppers. And once they saw that that was working, they increased my budget from 5,000 to 10,000, and their sales numbers just kept going through the roof. And so now this year they've given me $20,000 to play with on social media. And so I thought, you know what? I'm pretty good at this. Let me start my own business, because I kept seeing every week how much money they were making off of my efforts. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars a month.
Wow.
Per business line. And I thought, well, if I can stand in front of this phone and make videos to promote their brand, what if I start doing that for myself? So the wheels started turning, and Unleashed Media Marketing LLC was born. And it's my personal business, and I provide digital media, social media marketing services for businesses, small, large, medium, whatever the case may be, even individuals. Like for yourself, you have a podcast, and I've had another podcast client. It was a sports podcast. And right now I have a Hawaii client who one's a real estate person, another one is a VA loan officer, so I promote them as well. I've got another client who's a tax professional and financial professional. So, I saw how quickly that people wanted to utilize digital media marketing for their businesses. So I'm just experiencing amazing growth right now. And my goal is to be 100% independent and just be functioning out of my business where I can leave my employer and work 100% for myself. That's the goal. That's the ultimate goal. Then I'll have more time for music.
Right. More time for music, more time for a lot of things.
Yes.
Doing it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, guys, I'm telling you, she's the real deal. If you're listening on tonight and you need some help with social media, ideas on ways to increase your social media reach, Alisha Moore and Unleashed Media is the company that you should definitely contact. In fact,
my website, if you want to take a look at the website. Now, let me just tell you, my website is so amazing and unique within itself because it is 100% a full digital media marketing department. All at your fingertips. So if you need SEO, if you need social media, if you need email marketing, if you need text marketing, whatever your digital media marketing service is, if you need a website, if you need a landing page, if you need, if you want to just see what your online reputation looks like, see if somewhere in the cyber atmosphere there are any negative comments about your business, we can search that for you. So like I said, it's a full service digital media marketing agency at your fingertips. So if you're an organization and you're paying a digital media marketing person $60,000 to $70,000 per year, and you're looking to cut costs because of COVID, Unleashed Media Marketing is the place to do that because it's full service. So you can visit the website. It's unleashedmediamarketing.org. And there's a list of services there. It even has e-commerce services. So if you're looking to add an e-commerce option to your website, you don't currently have it. There's even a touchless pay option. So there's all sorts of online services right there at your fingertips. You can, subscribe to any one of them or 2 or 3 of them, depending on what you need. The options are there. Again, it's unleashedmediamarketing.org. That's the website. Or if you want to shoot me an email, it's unleashedsmm@gmail.com. I'll be happy to walk you through any service that you may be interested in, from small to large. Whatever your online digital marketing needs are, Unleashed Media can fulfill them.
And guys, I guarantee you she will definitely be there to help you out, give you some creative ideas. Yeah, I know. Her and I have talked already, and I'm already doing some of those things as we speak with the Thinking Out Loud radio show podcast. So let me tell you, she is the right person to reach out to and talk to. Again, unleashedmediamarketing.org is the website. And what is the email address again?
It's unleashedsmm@gmail.com.
Unleashed Media SMM.
Unleashed.
Unleashed SMM.
SMM. So it's Unleashed Social Media Marketing. So it's Unleashed SMM@gmail.com.
Unleashed SMM@gmail.com.
Correct.
So guys, make sure you take advantage of her services. She's got a lot to offer. And again, I mean, she knows she's in this marketing field now, but she's still into her music. We're talking offline about that and want to know, you're back into it. Are you working on projects now?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I'm working on a project. It's called Transparency.
Okay.
And it's going to tell the story of, it's going to be my testimony set to music. And that's going to be testimony, A1 Swift testimony, all the way up to current. So we'll see how I can condense this in and make it fit into maybe an EP. I'm not sure as of yet.
Okay.
It's still in developing, still working on it. So, yeah, that's what the goal is.
So are we looking to have that released in 2021 or later on?
I don't have an answer, and I don't want to commit to an answer because I'm not sure, because I'm really expecting Unleashed Media Marketing to do tremendous things this year.
Okay.
And if that's the case, I'm going to have even less time for music, but I'm also believing that God is going to provide me with employees who can help me carry the load as the business grows. So I'm expecting all of that this year. I've already, put that up and offered it up to God, and I already know it's mine. So I just have to keep walking that path until I get to it. I know it's already there waiting on me. I just have to keep going towards it.
Absolutely. You got to speak it. You got to declare it. And then next you got to walk into
believe it.
And believe it. Absolutely. That's what we do here on the Thinking Out Loud radio show. Guys, I'm just so excited to have had the queen of gospel rap, member of A1 Swift, iconic, legendary rapper, Alisha Moore, with us on the Thinking Out Loud radio show. We've been talking music, we've been talking marketing, and a whole lot more. Alisha, we want to thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule. I know you are a busy person, always on the road doing something. She always called me when we talked the last 2 times. She's been on the road somewhere.
Yes, that's facts.
She don't sit still, guys. She don't.
I don't, because my children are grown, but I have 2 amazing granddaughters. And the last time I talked to you, my youngest granddaughter, who's 5, was here, and I was taking her home, and she lives in South Carolina.
Oh.
And so she came and she did a Facebook Live with me for my employer, which she was a featured guest, and she rocked it. She was amazing. She did a whole 2 to 3 minute speech about believing in yourself and not giving up on yourself. And so I'm already molding her into the young CEO, business, inspirational, motivational young lady leader that she's going to be. It was amazing. It was all unscripted, impromptu, and she was convinced. I was literally in tears, like, oh my gosh, she's so amazing. She's 5.
5. Wow.
5. Yeah, she's a natural in front of that camera. That camera jumped on and she lit up like a Christmas tree. She was on. She had opinions about the fashion, and, she talked about how, the organization had low prices, and it was just amazing to watch. So I took her home, which is when you and I spoke.
Mm-hmm.
And my oldest granddaughter has a birthday coming up this month. So I'll be on the road again and going to her birthday party.
And speaking of birthdays, your birthday is in just a couple days. Tuesday, January 23rd is the date our show is airing. But your birthday is January the 28th, right?
My birthday is January 28th, yes.
So we want to wish you a happy birthday from all of us to you on the Thinking Out Loud radio show.
Thank you.
Guys, she is just bursting with so much talent and influence. We're just so happy to have her. I hope you have a great birthday in just a couple days. And I know your grandkids are probably going to be doing something. Your kids are going to be doing something for you. You're going to be on the road somewhere. They probably got a trip planned already.
Yeah, I'm
for
sure.
You, in the middle of this pandemic. So I'm sure y'all got something great planned.
Yeah, I'm spontaneous. So right now I don't have anything planned, but January 27th, that might change. And so I'd be up and gone.
Right. Just hitting the road.
Yep.
Well, guys, I know you enjoyed our interview with A1 Swift group member, the queen of gospel rap, and the owner of Unleashed Media Marketing, Alisha Moore, right here on the Thinking Out Loud radio show. Again, we've been so blessed to have had her on. Any parting comments before we let you go?
No, I just want to say how much I deeply appreciate you allowing me the opportunity to take up space on your radio show. Also, to all of your listeners who have taken the time to listen to me ramble and act silly, which is so important, I think, to life. It helps us. A smile is so powerful. Right. And, having joy regardless, deciding that I will be happy, deciding that I will have joy, deciding that I am blessed regardless of what it looks like. I know that I am abundantly blessed because of who I serve and because of who lives within me. I know that all things are possible and there's nothing too hard for God, and I can do all things through him because he strengthens me. And so I just want to encourage everybody, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, if you have something that you're thinking about, write it down on paper, see your dreams, write it on the paper, watch it, speak it every day, talk to yourself, and stay after it, because God is so faithful and he will make it come to pass if you just believe. If you just believe.
There you have it, guys. I mean, she gave us a little bit of the sermon, and it ended with a song. Man.
I'm silly. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm very silly.
I get it. We all, it's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm glad we just having fun. That's how we do it here on the Thinking Out Loud radio show. Again, thank you so much, Alisha, for being with us on the show. We wish you nothing but success in the days and weeks and months to come. Thank you. Please come back on the show. Sure. We're going to be doing some things together on the Thinking Out Loud radio show in the future. So stay tuned. You'll be hearing more about Unleashed Media Marketing right here on the Thinking Out Loud radio show, guys. Again, thanks so much, Alisha, and may God continue to bless you.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
Absolutely. It's the Thinking Out Loud radio show. We'll be right back. Wow, I enjoyed myself.
You're tuned in to the Thinking Out Loud radio show, giving voice to issues that matter to you.
What's up, everybody? This is your girl Telly Hampton coming to you straight from Detroit, Michigan. Right now, I am tuned in with your great host, Michael Nimmons. Make sure you stay locked to the Thinking Out Loud radio show.
Tune in to the Thinking Out Loud radio show every Tuesday at 8 p.m. with radio host Michael Nimmons. Available everywhere you listen to your podcast. And now available for download on the Detroit Praise Network app.
Thinking Out Loud swag is here. T-shirts, polos, hoodies, Letterman's jackets, and even face masks. All priced affordably and in a variety of colors and sizes. Just visit michaelnimmons.com to purchase your favorite Thinking Out Loud radio show swag. Get yours today and rep the show out loud.
Who told you that you were naked? Who told you that you were insufficient? Who told you that you were a loser? Who told you that you were a failure? Who told you that you were deficient? Who told you that you were nothing? Who told you that you were worthless? Who told you that you had no value? Who told you that you to believe?
Who Told You That You Were Naked? It's a dynamic, empowering, and inspiring book about identity that is a definite must-have. Pastor Nimmons talks about an identity crisis that dates as far back as the Garden of Eden. You don't want to miss these powerful insights into not just the problem of this identity crisis, but the discovery of the spiritual solution. Get your copy now, available on Amazon for just $14.95 or by visiting michaelnimmons.com.
Like a victim when you are already victorious.
Hey, what's cracking, Planet Earth? It's your boy Griff, comedian, author, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, philanthropist, but a Jesus Christ lover. You understand me? And you're listening to Thinking Out Loud Radio with my homeboy Michael Nimmons. Check him out right here. Go ahead, Mike. Give him that good.
The Thinking Out Loud Radio Show, giving voice to issues that matter to you.
You're listening to the Thinking Out Loud Radio Show with Pastor Michael Nimmons. Don't you dare touch that dial.
It's time for the Thinking Out Loud Radio Show Thought of the Week.
Tonight's thought of the week comes from a dynamic young lady, Amanda Gorman, who is the youngest poet laureate that delivered a powerful inspirational poem entitled The Hills We Climb during last week's inauguration for President Joe Biden. I'm going to share with you that poem during tonight's thought of the week. Take a listen.
Mr. President, Dr. Biden, Madam Vice President, Mr. Emhoff, Americans, and the world. When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace, and the norms and notions of what just isn't always just is. And yet the dawn is ours before we knew it. Somehow we do it. Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president, only to find herself reciting for one. And yes, we are far from polished, far from pristine, but that doesn't mean we are striving to form a union that is perfect. We are striving to forge our union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man. And so we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first. We must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true. That even as we grieved, we grew. That even as we hurt, we hoped. That even as we tired, we tried. That we'll forever be tied together, victorious. Not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division. Scripture tells us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we're to live up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in all the bridges we've made. That is the promised glade, the hill we climb, if only we dare it. Because being American is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it. We've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it, would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated. In this truth, in this faith we trust, for while we have our eyes on the future, history has its eyes on us. This is the era of just redemption. We feared it at its inception. We did not feel prepared to be the heirs of such a terrifying hour, but within it we found the power to author a new chapter, to offer hope and laughter to ourselves. So, while once we asked, how could we possibly prevail over catastrophe? Now we assert, how could catastrophe possibly prevail over us? We will not march back to what was, but move to what shall be, a country that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce and free. We will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation, because we know our inaction and inertia will be the inheritance of the next generation. Our blunders become their burdens. But one thing is certain: if we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright. So let us leave behind a country better than the one we were left. With every breath from my bronze-pounded chest, we will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one. We will rise from the gold-limbed hills of the West. We will rise from the wind-swept Northeast, where our forefathers first realized revolution. We will rise from the lake-rimmed cities of the Midwestern states. We will rise from the sun-baked South. We will rebuild, reconcile, and recover in every known nook of our nation, in every corner called our country. Our people, diverse and beautiful, will emerge battered and beautiful. When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it. For there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.
I know you guys enjoyed that powerful and thought-provoking poem from Amanda Gorman, The Hills We Climb. It spoke volumes about where our country is and where we need to be, and even where we need to be as a people. It's just tremendous what this young lady was able to convey in this poem, The Hills We Climb. Shouts out to her and to all that she is doing and has done, and I know for her the best is definitely yet to come. And remember to subscribe to Thinking Out Loud TV, subscribe to the podcast, follow us on social media. You don't want to miss anything that we've got going on from here on. From here on out, guys, I'm telling you, we get ready to blow up. What did Martin say? I'm like a man. I'm like a man with a match standing in the gas station. We about to blow up. I'm just kidding. But anyway, tune in, guys, because the month of February for the Thinking Out Loud radio show is going to be huge. We got a great guest, and we're going to be sharing with you more about who this guest is in the next coming weeks. But just know that you got to subscribe to the podcast, because we're going to give you guys an exclusive inside look at who this person is before the interview. So just know, guys, subscribing puts you in a good place with the Thinking Out Loud radio show. Well, guys, that's our show for tonight. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. And shouts out to my good friend, former member of A1 Swift, the queen of gospel rap, Alisha Moore, for being on the podcast with us. In just a few minutes, we going live on Instagram at TOL Radio Host MSN. Be sure to follow us, guys. It's going to be a lot of great conversation during that live, the after show. And I'm going to share with you who our guest for next week's show is going to be during the live. So you got to follow us. There's more incentive to go and follow us and to be on that live, because there I'm going to share with you who next week's guest is going to be, and it's going to be great. I'm telling you, February we hitting the ground running. I'm telling you. So be sure to tune in for that after show in just a few minutes. Well, guys, that's it, and that is all. Always remember, if you think it, you can believe it. If you can believe it, you can see it. If you can see it, you can be it. If you can be it, you can achieve it. The power is in you. The mind is the most powerful muscle in your body. Use what you got to get what you want. The power is in you. It's the Thinking Out Loud radio show. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for tuning in to the Thinking Out Loud radio